Show me tell me questions. These are real UK driving test questions. You'll be asked 2 vehicle safety questions during your car driving test. The examiner will ask you 1. Tell me, question, where you explain how you'd carry out a safety task at the start of your test, before you start driving, and 1. Show me, question, where you show how you'd carry out a safety task while you're driving. You'll get 1 driving fault, sometimes called a minor, if you get 1 or both questions wrong. Take care. You'll fail your driving test if your driving is dangerous, or potentially dangerous while you answer the show me question. Here are the tell me questions. Question 1. Tell me how you check that the brakes are working before starting a journey. The brakes should not feel spongy or slack. Brakes should be tested as you set off. The vehicle should not pull to one side. Question 2. Tell me where you'd find the information for the recommended tire pressures for this car and how tire pressures should be checked. You would find the information in the manufacturer's guide. Use a reliable pressure gauge, check and adjust pressures when tires are cold, don't forget the spare tire, and remember to refit valve caps. Question 3. Tell me how you make sure your head restraint is correctly adjusted so it provides the best protection in the event of a crash. The head restraint should be adjusted so the rigid part of the head restraint is at least as high as the eyes or tops of the ears, and as close to the back of the head as is comfortable. Note: some restraints might not be adjustable. Question 4. Tell me how you check the tires to ensure that they have sufficient tread depth and that their general condition is safe to use on the road. There should be no cuts and bulges, 1.6 mm of tread depth across the central 3/4 of the breadth of the tire, and around the entire outer circumference of the tire. Question 5. Tell me how you check that the headlights and taillights are working. You don't need to exit the vehicle. Explain how you'd operate the switch, turn on ignition if necessary, then explain that you'd walk round vehicle. As this is a tell me question, you don't need to physically check the lights. Question 6. Tell me how you'd know if there was a problem with your anti-lock braking system. The warning light should illuminate if there is a fault with the anti-lock braking system. Question 7. Tell me how you check the direction indicators are working. You don't need to exit the vehicle. Explain that you'd operate the switch, turn on ignition if necessary, and then explain that you'd walk round vehicle. As this is a tell me question, you don't need to physically check the lights. Question 8. Tell me how you check the brake lights are working on this car. Explain that you'd operate the brake pedal, make use of reflections in windows or doors, or ask someone to help. Question 9. Tell me how you check the power-assisted steering is working before starting a journey. If the steering becomes heavy, the system may not be working properly. Before starting a journey, 2 simple checks can be made. 1. Gentle pressure on the steering wheel, maintained while the engine is started, should result in a slight but noticeable movement as the system begins to operate. 2. Alternatively, turning the steering wheel just after moving off will give an immediate indication that the power assistance is functioning. Question 10. Tell me how you'd switch on the rear fog lights and explain when you'd use them. You don't need to exit the vehicle. Operate the switch. Turn on dipped headlights and ignition first if necessary. Check the warning light is on. Explain that you'd use them when visibility is less than 100 meters. Question 11. Tell me how you switch your headlight from dip to main beam and explain how you'd know the main beam is on. Operate the switch, with ignition or engine on if necessary, then check with the main beam warning light. Question 12. Open the bonnet and tell me how you check that the engine has sufficient oil. You need to open the bonnet and tell the examiner how you do the check. Identify the dipstick oil level indicator, then describe the check of oil level against the minimum and maximum markers. Question 13. Open the bonnet and tell me how you check that the engine has sufficient engine coolant. You need to open the bonnet and tell the examiner how you do the check. Identify the high and low level markings on the header tank where fitted, or radiator filler cap, and describe how to top up to the correct level. Question 14. Open the bonnet and tell me how you check that you have a safe level of hydraulic brake fluid. You need to open the bonnet and tell the examiner how you do the check. Identify the reservoir, check the level against the high and low markings. And now for the show me questions. Question 1. When it's safe to do so, can you show me how you wash and clean the rear windscreen? Question 2. When it's safe to do so, can you show me how you wash and clean the front windscreen? Question 3. When it's safe to do so, can you show me how you'd switch on your dipped headlights? Question 4. When it's safe to do so, can you show me how you'd set the rear demister? Question 5. When it's safe to do so, can you show me how you'd operate the horn? Question 6. When it's safe to do so, can you show me how you demist the front windscreen? Question 7. When it's safe to do so, can you show me how you'd open and close the side window? Congratulations! You have finished all the questions. How did you do? If you have any queries about the show Me Tell Me questions, please ask me in the comment section below. Please like, subscribe and share this video with your friends. Thank you for watching. At Club Drive, we many more videos to help with your driver training. Please subscribe to our channel. Thank you.